Hello, beloved. This is Lainie Love beaming in, the cosmic creatrix of the Sacred Revolution Oracle. And today I wanted to do a reading for the shift of the North and South node in astrology into the North node in Taurus and the South node in Scorpio, which happened just yesterday. And it's going to affect us for the next 18 months and also clue us in to the energies that we're going to be feeling as part of our collective destiny, because it's a destiny point, the North Node. And also it's going to be the energies of the eclipses over the next 18 months as well. So this is a really big portal. And I wanted to tune in with the Sacred Revolution Oracle for guidance and wisdom and see what wants to come through to support us for this journey that we are going on together. And I know that in our Soul Sparkle Sanctuary Inner Circle, our theme for this year is actually Sacred Pleasure Power, which is largely coming from this nodal shift that has happened with the North Node into Taurus. So we're going to adventure with the deck today, and I'm going to begin by setting sacred space. And also, very exciting, we're doing a 48-hour flash sale with the code SUPERPOWER2022 for intuitive oracular astrology readings, so you can unlock your cosmic code for 2022 and really superpower your new year. And so again, the code is SUPERPOWER2022, and the link is below to be able to get your own one-on-one reading with the cards and your natal chart to really tap in to the depth of wisdom to support you on your journey this year into your revolutionary potential, into massive soul growth and expansion in the wild year we have ahead. So we're going to jump in and begin. So inviting you to close your eyes with me here. And just taking a few long, deep inhales and exhales as we set this sacred medicine space. On the exhale, releasing anything that might not be serving you in this moment. Allowing yourself to come fully present here now. Inviting in the energetic of the Sacred Revolution Oracle, welcoming her here and her wisdom, as well as the planets and the astrological archetypal energies and the zodiac that are here as well to support us, the stars, the moon, the sun. We welcome you here into this medicine space for this reading today. May only the wisdom that is in the highest and best good for all those here come through this channel. May we be pure channels of light and vibration and high frequency now for this transmission. And calling in our benevolent, unconditionally loving angels, ancestors, guides, and any other beings that wish to be here surrounding this medicine space like rings in an ancient oak tree. Holding us deeply in this space here now. And I invite you to place your hands on your heart and to ask if there's any inquiry that you are specifically hoping to receive today from this reading. Anything that you're listening out for specifically as guidance for yourself, even though this will be a group reading. Just tuning in. Collective intention here is to call in any wisdom that we need to know for this journey over the next 18 months with the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio. Whenever you're ready, gently opening your eyes. And I do talk more about the North Node and the South Node specifically in the Oracular Astrology of 2022, as well as all the other transits and things that are happening. And there's a card pull for each month. So if you want more specific support for each month, the Oracular Astrology of 2022 is an awesome 2-hour reading for that. That's another group reading, but you can also get that hand-tailored one-on-one support as well with our 48-hour flash sale on the intuitive Oracular Astrology sessions to unlock your particular cosmic code. So from here, we're going to jump in, beloveds. And so inviting you to just focus on those north and south node energies as we shuffle, as we see what medicine from the deck wants to come through today. I felt like wearing gold in honor of 2022 and celebrating this powerful new year that we have entered into. What do we most need to know around this north node and south node shift? Okay, I'm feeling 5 cards, so we're gonna choose 5 cards to see who is here, to see what medicine is wanting to come through to support us on our soul's journey and our collective soul journey. What do we most need to know? What do we most need to know? Just allowing yourself to hold space with this inquiry as I pull the cards. Allow yourself to get curious, stay open. Most need to know. Okay, let's see who is here for us. Okay, so I'm going to begin by showing you the cards and really letting you take each one of them in. So we have number 26, which is the Cosmic Creativity Activation. The second is 40, which is Follow the Call of Your Soul. Next one is 29, which is Delight in Sacred Play and Synchronicity. $37 is the Cosmic Tree of Life. And number 43, Remember that all life is sacred. And on the second to last card pull, there were actually both of these together. And so there's one other that got pulled since the guidance was to pull 5 different times. Number 19, and this is Transmute in the Flames. And I'm actually gonna start here with this one. So the South Node is what we are releasing. And you know, the North Node and the South Node are almost considered the head and the tail of a dragon. So the head is what you're eating, what you're consuming, what you're moving towards, what you're moving forward. And the tail is where things are excreting, where they're letting go, where they are releasing. And so Scorpio is a very alchemical sign, and it rules sex and death and power and transformation and the taboo and the mystery and the unconscious. And I am a Scorpio. I have a lot of planets in Scorpio, so this energy is very familiar. And this card really has, even though it's a water sign, Scorpio, the way I think of it in my own personal experience is fire water. And so this idea that this fire water can really help us cleanse and purge and release and clear all that is no longer serving us so that we can be in our full light, in our full radiance, in our full energy, in our full essence. And so with the Scorpio in the South Node, there is an essence and a need to release and to let go of the shadow elements and the bits that aren't in service around our power, around our sexuality, and, and around our relationship to the mystery in some sense, and to wanting to be in control. And so really letting go, especially, it's going to be very supportive as well with Pluto and Capricorn, to have a release of patriarchal energies, any patriarchal tendrils that might be wrapped inside of you, especially around your sexuality, that might be holding you back from your pure power or your sexual power, or, your full capacity here as a transformer or an alchemist or a sorcerer, magician. These are all archetypes associated with the Scorpio. Also the shamanist. And so this South Node in Scorpio is a really big opportunity to clear, cleanse. And I think too, in the collective, we've had this love of power that has led to greed and abuse and harm of the feminine, of the sacred feminine especially. And so it's an opportunity to actually shift that into the power of love, and to return what is true of power and of transformation and what is in the highest and best good of that. As you can see, the rose is here, and the rose is the highest frequency vibration of love on the planet. And it ignites our capacity to shine and to sparkle shamelessly. So really inviting that South Node alchemical fire to come in and burn away all that is no longer serving us in the collective, especially since this is a collective point. What has held us back, especially female-bodied people, from being in our full true power and leading from a place of love. So this card was really wanting to speak up first and really share its medicine here with that South Node and with that clearing that we can have. And both are essential. And so the North Node, Taurus and Scorpio are the access of power and resources. And so those are the edges we're going to be playing with in some sense. And there is a lot of butterfly medicine and also a lot of snake medicine that is here in the reading. And, serpent is actually associated with the Scorpio energies and archetype, and as is the phoenix. And so this is actually a time where we can shed like a snake all that no longer serves us, so that we can come belly to earth raw with the mother and really connect in a new way to our physical body and our being, since that is what Taurus is really inviting us in so many ways. This card is really standing out around that because Taurus is an earth sign and it's fixed. Both are fixed signs. And so it's a very grounding sign. It's very stable, but Taurus also can have energy of stubbornness and not wanting to move and getting stuck. But it has that capacity to root us and to really help us with our sustainability, with our resources, with our finances, with what it is that we want to grow, and really tend to very lovingly, as you see these hands that are here tending. And that includes the land, that includes tending gardens and our own food, that includes tending to our bodies and loving our bodies fiercely and really tending to them in a whole new way. And I feel that our ecstatic embodiment is very much going to be ignited in this 18-month portal as an opportunity for us to step into a whole other level of embodiment and feeling juicy and alive in our embodiment. Our pillar from the 13 pillars of the sacred art of sparkling shamelessly in our inner circle this year is to move towards what makes you come wildly and unapologetically alive. And so it's really that opportunity that we have, and that's really the metamorphosis that the butterfly is bringing forward that is available. But it will require a level of tending, of gentle tending, of listening, of tending to the body, and really rooting firmly into the earth. So there's a deep opportunity for healing our relationship with Gaia and with the body of the earth, but also with our own bodies, because we are in the body of the earth. The body of the earth is in us, and that's all a reflection. How we are treating women in the sacred feminine and abusing the bodies of women and girls is very similar to how we are abusing the body of Mother Gaia. And so this is an opportunity to right that relationship, to really bring that into the forefront and to create a new relationship around that. And I feel that this card, the remember that all life is sacred, is also really indicating that. It's going to help us to reawaken to the sacredness of the body, of Gaia, of our calling here, of why we have come as stewards and protectors of the land, of each other, and that we will start to remember and come home to each other in deep wisdom. This card also has a council of 13 crystal skulls at the top, and the skulls are tools of personal and planetary transformation. And here there is a winged serpent. There's an owl-winged serpent, which is true potent medicine to look into the depths, to shed what is no longer serving, to see the deepest wisdom available for our personal and planetary transformation that is here. And the jaguar walks through the shadows. It isn't afraid to see in the dark and to really look into the dark. So really looking at where might you be disconnected from your own sense of sacredness of self, sacredness of the land, sacredness of other beings, other life forms, and really looking at where you might be in shadow of that and how you can bring that into healing. Because here you can see the flower of the Ankh and the flower of life, and the Ankh is really a symbol of life. It's a key of life, and the Ankh actually used to be symbolic of the womb and the fallopian tubes and the vaginal tube as well. And so it's really a symbol of life and remembering and honoring all life, and really deep respect of life, of all beings, of animals, of our kin. And again, there's another butterfly here. So the metamorphosis, the transformation is coming for the collective of personal and planetary transformation. And really also tuning into that earth wisdom, because the crystal skulls and any crystals are deep earth medicine. So that Taurian relationship to earth, connecting to earth in a sacred way, is a very powerful way to move forward into this new year. And of course, the mountains are here, and the mountains also ground us. They're also sturdy. They're also rooted. They're strong. So calling in our strength as well this year, regardless of what is to come, regardless of what is here for us. And what I love about this, clearing what's in the way of our relationship to that which is sacred, is that we have the delight in sacred play and synchronicity. And this card really feels connected to this theme of sacred pleasure power. It's as we're on our journey, how can we bring in pleasure? How can we bring in joy? How can we bring in fun? How can we deeply listen to synchronicities, to the universe, to the pulse of life all around us, and help us to remember who we are, to remember why we are here at this time, and to really enjoy life. Because Taurus is the epicure, it is the sensualist. Tauruses know how to eat and drink and enjoy life, and to be in a body, and to love being in a body, and to sensually appreciate that body. Venus is the planetary ruler of Taurus, and Venus is associated with the goddess of love, with sensuality. And again, it's this idea of tapping into how can you enjoy being in this body even more as we are bringing forward our deepest gifts and our medicine, as we are showing up for this transformation. How can we enjoy the journey in a way that feels good, that's ecstatic, and that lights us up from the deepest level of our being? So this really feels like that moving towards what makes you come wildly and unapologetically alive, that rainbow unicorn energy, that bringing forward of your fullest expression unapologetically, letting that shine out in the world like an explosion of rays of color and radiance and magic, and really enjoying the journey, regardless of what comes, regardless of the challenges that might be here, regardless of what we need to transmute in the flames. How can it feel a little bit better asking yourself in every moment. It's one of the things that we often ask in Koya, which we dance every month in our inner circle. And in Koya, we really ask, like, how can this feel even better? How can this next movement feel even more nourishing? What can I do so that this feels even better in my body right now? So how you can move, what you can eat, how you can nourish yourself, how you can connect with nature, how you can connect with others, how you can connect with your own body, letting that really be something that helps guide you and lead you as we move forward, and to have it be playful and fun and joyous. I love the presence of the dolphins here, their play, their fun. With their dolphin noises, they're sounding, and they're such powerful reminders of the pod and how we can come together in the pod and in the collective. And they're just such beautiful creatures of profound love, profound love. And so it's really an opportunity again that we can shift from that love of power that we have been into the power of love. Because Venus, the goddess of love, like, there is this energy of a high frequency vibration of love that is possible with this North Node shift into Taurus. That feels like such a high expression. The sparkling essence, like in the deck, there's sparkling essence and shadow aspects. Like, if we can get to that sparkling essence in this next 18 months, how amazing and radiant would that be if we received that nectar from this journey? And, again, as we're playing, as we're enjoying, as we're being in our ecstatic embodiment, as we are rooting and grounding here into the earth and into our resources and tending and loving up on ourselves and the land and each other, we are being asked to follow the call of our soul. And so the North Node is the collective destiny point. It is a point of sort of following the deeper call in some way. And so you might even want to get familiar with where your North Node is in your birth chart, in your natal chart. And also it affects you based on where the nodes are hitting you in what houses. And so this can have a whole different spin with your own personal journey, but really getting to know your own North Node and your own personal destiny and your own soul call that you have while here. And the South Node is almost like past life capacities that we come in with as well. So it can symbolize the past as well as things that we need to release and let go of. And so it can be a treasure house to support us in stepping into that destiny. And so again, we have the butterfly here, but I love that we also have the presence of the hummingbird, because the hummingbird memorizes thousands of flowers and it only goes back to the ones that really nourish it the most. It also has the largest heart for the animal of its size because of its extraordinary journeys. And so I know that the next 18 months, based on all the other astrology that's going on, which you can hear about in the Oracular Astrology of 2022 report, it's intense, but it's profound. And, it's like with all of that going on, there is going to be this need to continue to return to center, return to center, return to center, return to your values, return to what matters most to you, return to the truth that you know in your heart, return to the vision that you are holding for the world that you want to see, even if it's not yet being reflected out in the world. And so this is an opportunity for you to really find what most deeply nourishes you and your soul's journey, your specific soul code, your specific cosmic code. This is, to interpret this card and how this applies for you, it'd be really helpful to do a one-on-one reading to unlock your cosmic code around that with the oracle and your natal chart. And to really tap into how is your soul uniquely being called forward at this time with our collective destiny? How is your individual destiny really intricately tied into this? Because again, there's metamorphosis here. And there's also lightning. And the piece about the lightning that is interesting is that Uranus is also in Taurus at this time. and it just stationed direct in Taurus as well. And Uranus is the planet of surprise. It is sort of this lightning catalyst that comes in and it shakes and wakes everything up. And so there is also this potentiality for some instability, because Uranus can be very unstable in this sign of Taurus, which, you know, can be food systems, it can be body, it can be health, well-being. There's really many different things that can get shaken awake. It can be resources, it can be finances, it can be the economy. And, you know, Taurus also rules the second house. And for those of you who saw the Oracular Astrology of 2022, I also talked about the USA Pluto return that's coming. And we have 3 direct hits of it this year. And it's happening in the second house. So there's all sorts of Taurian energies that are being activated in very intense and, you know, catalytic ways, because Pluto is the planet of rebirth, right? So we're going to be asked to be reborn as a country, as a nation, for those in the US. And even those who aren't, everyone's going to feel this, because the US is such a major global player, especially economically. And so there's really going to be a lot that's coming, and to continue to, again, return to center. That's going to be the mantra, and return to that sacred pleasure power. And remember, regardless of what's happening, how can even this feel more nourishing in this moment? And so to know that that lightning is there, but it's going to help to catalyze profound personal and planetary transformation. You know, we have that Council of Skulls here and watching over us in a sense, and we have so much support available to us to help us to really tune in a new way. And so, you know, it's a beautiful time right now because Jupiter is in Pisces, where we can really dream and vision. And I talk more about what that means as well in the Oracular Astrology of 2022 forecast. But, you know, it's this opportunity to really look at what is our larger vision? What are we holding an anchor for as we move forward? What is this world, this new earth that we really want to see? What do we want it to be like? Especially those of us who might feel like they're looking at the outside world in the matrix and being like, what the fuck is going on? You know? And instead tuning into the deeper wisdom of what is possible, and really holding that firmly in your heart and in your being and in your knowing. And even again, if you don't see it yet reflected, holding the fierce vision for that, because if enough of us are holding that on the grid, what I like to think of as that constellation of us sparkling shamelessly like star beings in the sky here on earth, that we can manifest that, we can ground that vision into reality and make it real. And I think a part of that is that heaven on earth and returning to heaven on earth at this time. And so the other thing that this catalytic Uranian energy can do is that it's related to Kundalini as well. And so, you know, the Cosmic Tree of Life card is also a full activation of the light bodies, the Egyptian light bodies, and all the energies in the body and all the different layers of our auras and our field. And so I feel like there's a great potential for us to tap into our full life force energies this next 18 months, and to really utilize those in a masterful way as part of this North Node and Taurus journey. So how that lightning can come in and literally shake us awake and to back to the heart of what matters most, so that we can move towards that. Which leads me to this final card, which is the Cosmic Creativity Activation. And this is such a juicy card to receive, because it's a real indication that this journey is going to catalyze the next level of our creativity, of what we're here to create, of who we're here to be, of what we're here to birth through us, that can only be born through us. This is a real sacral chakra activation card. It's a real energetic womb activation card. And I believe we all have an energetic womb space. And so this card is here to really say, like, we are really bringing forward that energy. We are catalyzing with this transformation that's happening. We are birthing new life. There's 2 eggs here. We are truly bringing forward a new way of being in the world, and bringing forward creations that have never existed before, that are going to support the greater good. And so this Taurian energy, this embodiment energy, really has the potentiality to also activate our sacral chakra. And I think that sacred pleasure power theme is such a testament to that, because it really does light up, especially our lower chakras, like really coming into deep connectivity with the earth and rooting firmly into the earth on this journey and letting our lower chakras really light up and really merge with our higher chakras and the energy that's there. And emerging, one of the cards from the deck is the sacred union of our humanity and divinity. So really calling forward that union in this time and really allowing that to fully come in. And also, you know, this is such a fire card. We have the 2 fire cards, and Jupiter's going to be moving into Aries later in the year, and I do speak of that again in the Oracular Astrology forecast of 2022. And you know, I feel like that is also going to be a bit of a creativity activation, of a fire of action, of really taking action out in the world, of moving forward and really creating massive shifts that are going to be possible in this greater transformation. And again, the serpent is here so many times, and that's not surprising because the serpent is that Scorpio South Node too. So really looking at what do we need to clear, what do we need to shed that's keeping us from our full embodiment, that's keeping us from our full creativity, that's keeping us from following the call of our soul. What is it that really needs to be cleared that has kept us from our full power? Because I believe that's a key piece of what this Scorpio South Node is really asking us. Where have we still been held back around our power, and especially our sexual power, our life force power, our Shakti power, that energy that we're here to bring forward? And this card is also an activation of the Yoni triangle, which is really in all the work that we do in our community, is the creativity, the spirituality, and the sexuality. It's that trifecta. And so this is a real awakening of that trifecta for us. And so I feel that that is also a big part of this year, and that Scorpio South Node is really clearing anything that's kept those energies, especially for female-bodied people and cisgendered women, really has kept us from full access to that power, to the creative, spiritual, and sexual power. And we're going to be diving into that in our upcoming mystery school and really doing some deep work and alchemical work of clearing what no longer serves and activating that core creativity in a really big way. But it's also going to be very playful and joyous on the way as we root in those energies. So all in all, really loving these cards and the energy that's here for us as we really root in and remember the heart of what is most sacred. And as we do, really enjoying the journey, bringing in that play, bringing in that delight, making sure that it feels good in our body, regardless of what's happening in the outside world, and continuing to follow the call of our soul and truly birth what we are here to create. So this is going to be a real activation for us this next 18 months. And as the eclipse portals come, there's even going to be more activations that are coming and opportunities to dive into the shadow and release and clear. But really inviting you to lean into your beloved embodiment, really to lean into tending to the land, tending to the body, tending to each other, tending in a sustainable way. You know, it feels like, how can we have true sustainability here on earth, in our bodies, in our lives, in the collective, with the earth, you know? And for those of you who might have seen the movie Don't Look Up, that's on Netflix, it's a brilliant satire, but it really hits the nail on the head of what's going on in the world right now. So it's like, how can we really awaken to a new relationship with the land, with resources, with matter, with physical material things? How can we right our relationship so again, the things don't have power, and that the true power is coming from love? And that, you know, we might purge things that no longer serve us, so only keeping things that bring us alive and light us up in joy, like Marie Kondo and the art of tidying and these sorts of things. And really looking at, you know, what matters to us most? What do we really value? And really looking deeply at that, and what nourishes us most on this journey, and what nourishes those around us, what nourishes our communities, our families, what nourishes Gaia? How can we nourish Gaia? So something that's coming through is to really make a lot of earth offerings, whether that's going out and offering crystals or flowers or gratitude bundles or prayers or songs or your hair, whatever it might be, or your moon blood, to offer gifts to the earth and to really bless the Taurian energies of the earth, of the mother, and to really lean into that connection to your body as the earth, and to remember that we are in the body of the earth and the body of the earth is in us. And to really ask, how can we nourish each other? How can we truly nourish and sustain each other in a whole new way? And return to the power of love. This concludes our reading and the transmission for today around the North and South Node here at the beginning of January 2022. And this reading will be valid for 18 months at least as we're going through this journey. So revisit it at any time, save it, share it with friends, like it, subscribe so you can join us for more readings and downloads and juicy teachings and the journey of the sacred pleasure power, because I'm definitely going to be bringing through some transmissions around that journey. And of course, if you would like to journey with us in Beloved Community, we gather live 3 times a month in our inner circle for new moon circles, where we do oracular astrology and we deep dive within and we move and share and really have a juicy, tight-knit, intimate community of soul support along the way. And then, of course, if you'd like to go deeper into the astrology of what's coming and each month, the Oracular Astrology forecast of 2022 is available. The link is below. All the links are below. And then lastly, again, we're having a 48-hour flash sale for one-on-one oracular astrology readings for 2022 to really superpower your 2022. And that is literally the coupon code, Superpower 2022. Would love to support you on your soul's journey, beloved, and to be able to tap into the wisdom of your natal chart and unlock your cosmic code with the help of the Oracle. And just so looking forward to this journey together and to see what arrives in the mystery. So many blessings for the journey, and we will see you again soon. Bye for now.